Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for Chapter 2 Economics Part 2 People as Resource. In this video we are going to discuss about the economic activities done by men and women. In this we will discuss about education and health. Here first we have an activity. Count the number of boys and girls studying in your school or in your neighboring co-ed school. Ask the school administrator to provide you with the data of boys and girls studying in the classroom. Study the difference if any and explain for reasons in the classroom. You can do this activity as per your classroom. What is the count of boys and girls in your classroom? According to that you can do this activity. Now we have already discussed about the economic activity and non-economic activity. And what is the condition of women if they are working with low skill and if they are working with high skill, what is the difference? That all we have already discussed in our previous video. Now here we have some of the data related to education. Documents of Union State Government, Reserve Bank of India, the expenditure on education as a percentage of GDP has declined to 2.7% in 2017 to 18 and the literacy rate has been increased from 18% in 1951 to 74% in 2010 to 11. Now, if you see, literacy is not only a right. Actually, it is needed for the citizen to perform their duties. And whatever rights they have, they can enjoy properly. That is why literacy is important. But if you see, it is not equal everywhere. Every citizen is not getting it equally. There is a huge difference. If you see the literacy rate of male and female, the literacy rate of male is nearly 16.6% and it is higher than female. Literacy rate of male is 16.6% higher than female. The same way, if you compare the urban and rural area, the literacy rate is 16.1% higher in urban areas if you compare it with rural areas. Now, if you take the data of 2011, you will find that literacy rate of Kerala was 94% and it was in Bihar, it was 62%. So if you see as per the gender, as per the area, as per the rural and urban situation, you can find the difference in the literacy. Now in 2013 to 14, primary school system has been expanded over 8.58 lakh. But this huge expansion of school is having poor quality of schooling and it is having high dropout rates. So if you see, only expanding is not the solution. If you expand it, it should be properly functioning. But it is not like that. It has expanded but having poor quality and high dropout rates. Now, there are some steps taken by the government to increase the literacy rate. So, for that we have Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, and this was a significant step to provide the education to the children of age group of 6 to 14 years by 2010. And it was actually a time bound initiative which was taken by the central government in the partnership with states, the local governments and the community. Also they have brought the midday meal scheme to encourage the attendance and retention of children, and also to improve their nutrition. And these policies could add to the literate population of India. Now the 12th plan endeavored to raise the country's gross enrollment ratio in higher education in age group of 18 to 23 years to 25.2% by 2017-18, and to reach the target of 30% by 2020 to 2021. Now this strategy focus on the increasing access. So this strategy actually focus on the increasing access quality, adaptation of state-specific curriculum modification, vocationalization, and networking on the use of information technology. Also, it focus on distance education, convergence of formal and non-formal, distance and IT education institutions. So if you see in over 50 years, you will find that there is significant growth in the number of university and institutions of higher learning in a specialized area. So here you have the data of number of institutions of higher education, enrollment and faculty. This is taken from the UGC annual report 2010-11, 12-13 and 13-14, 15-16. So you can go through the data and you can understand what is the growth in this. Now you have some questions. Discuss the table in the classroom and answer the following questions. Is the increase in the number of colleges adequate to admit the increasing number of students? Do you think we should have more number of universities? What is the increase noticed among the teachers in the year 1998 and 1999? What is your idea about future colleges and universities? So give these answers as per the table. Now we have the topic for health. So suppose if a firm is having the people who is not able to work efficiently or who are not healthy, so that firm will able to survive? No. Any organization only survives when the people who are working there are good, are fit, are healthy and educated. So if you see, the health of person helps them to realize potential and the ability to fight illness. So the improvement in the health status of the population is the priority of the country. Our national policy also aims at improving the accessibility of healthcare, family welfare and nutritional service with a special focus on the underprivileged segment of the population. So if you see over the last 5 decades, India has built vast health infrastructure, and also they have developed the manpower which is required at primary, secondary and tertiary sector in the government, also in the private sectors. Now if you see, the infant mortality rate has come down from 147 in 1951 to 34 in 2016. Crude birth rate, that also have been dropped to 20.4, and death rates to 6.4 within the same duration of time. Now you have the question, study table 2.2 and answer the following questions. What is the percentage increase in dispensaries from 1951 to 2015? Second, what is the percentage increase in doctors and nursing personnel from 1951 to 2015? So answer these questions. Now if you see infant mortality rate, that is actually death of child below 1 year of age. If you talk about birth rate, it is the number of babies born for every 1,000 people during a particular period of time. If you talk about death rate, it is the number of people per 1,000 who die during a particular period of time. Here you have the table 2.2, and according to this you need to answer the questions which we just discussed. Also you have more questions here. Question number 3, do you think the increase in the number of doctors and nurses is adequate for India? If not, why? Question number 4, what other facilities would you like to provide in a hospital? 5, discuss about the hospital you have visited. 6, can you draw a graph using this table? So these are some of the questions you need to do. So if you see, there are many places in India which is not having the basic facilities. There are only 381 medical colleges in country and 301 dental colleges. And that is also in the Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. These 4 states are having the maximum number of colleges. So we need improvement in the health sector. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.